In a world where every moment counts, snapping life's memories has never been more important. And as the saying goes, the best camera is the one you have with you. Which is why it's almost guaranteed that the best phones that you can buy today all have excellent cameras. But Xiaomi not only wants to take smartphone photography up a notch, their approach is nothing like we've seen before. Hi, I'm MICHAELJOSH, your gadget matchmaker, and over the last decade, I've made it my job to show people around the world that tech can be easy, fun, and exciting. On this channel, I give you special access to the products I review, the events I attend, and all the interesting people I get to meet along the way. So, if you love smartphone photography, give this channel a like and subscribe, and I'll help you find the best camera phone to match your needs. This is our Xiaomi 14 Ultra review. Don't get me wrong, I love phones with glass backs. They're beautiful and scream premium. But I really do love a faux leather back on a smartphone. It's resistant to fingerprints and smudges, it provides a more secure grip, and unlike glass, a faux leather back like this won't shatter from accidental drops. Xiaomi says this aluminum frame is also 1.38 times stronger than its predecessor. Phones like this, I feel I can use without a case. Although Xiaomi did include a hard plastic case in the box for added protection. It makes this premium phone feel cheap. So I've been doing away with it. But if you're buying the Xiaomi 14 Ultra and really want to maximize everything that it's got to offer, then I think the optional photography kit is a must. It also comes with a case, a much better one, and one that I've loved using, and I think you will too. And I promise we'll talk about it more in this video. I want to tell you about one of my favorite apps, which also happens to be this video's sponsor, Rocket Money. I've been using Rocket Money for many years now. In fact, I signed up when it was still called something else. It's a personal finance app that helps you manage your money better by canceling unnecessary subscriptions and track your spending. I haven't opened this in a while, so I'm a little bit nervous about what I'm about to find. LinkedIn Premium, $43.54 a month. I'm not even looking for a job. I'm not sure why I'm paying for Walmart Plus. Thankfully, Rocket Money can cancel that for me with just a few simple taps. I'm taking this seriously, so I've transferred to my Mac to get a closer look at everything. I have subscriptions to so many things. Streaming services, gaming, food deliveries, apps that I don't even remember signing up for. This month alone, I managed to save $150 thanks to Rocket Money. I love that it can also help me set budgets and track my spending. Say I really want to spend less on eating and drinking out, I can set my monthly budget to $300, then Rocket Money can actually let me know if I've exceeded my budget. No manual input required. If you also want to take control of your finances and subscriptions, go to rocketmoney.com/gadgetmatch to get started for free. Now back to the video. Last thing I want to talk about is the weight distribution on the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. It's worth pointing out how top-heavy this phone is. The camera module, which is round to make the phone look like the Leica M10P, takes up half the body and really requires two-handed use, unless you're confident you can get a good grip without the extra support. The Xiaomi 14 Ultra runs Android 14, and if you're a Xiaomi fan, the OS will feel familiar. However, the launch of the Xiaomi 14 series marks the end of MIUI and Xiaomi's transition to HyperOS. HyperOS is meant to be more than just a smartphone operating system, but one that will unify the rest of Xiaomi's ecosystem of devices. Battle cry is human x car x home. And at MWC 2024, we got a bigger picture of what this ecosystem is like. Whether you're using their air fryer, or maybe you have a CyberDog 2, or the new Xiaomi car, everything is supposed to work seamlessly together. Now, back to the phone, HyperOS will give the Xiaomi 14 Ultra more of an iPhone feel. Swiping up from the upper right corner brings down the control center, while the upper left corner the Notification Center. There are a lot of customization options. I didn't dive into much of them, but I want to show you the lock screen I picked. It still shows the time and date, but in a much more playful way. Xiaomi promises 4 years of OS updates on the Xiaomi 14 Ultra and 5 years of security updates. It's not terrible, it's definitely better than some other smartphone manufacturers are offering, but if you're planning on holding on to your phone for a little bit longer, it's worth noting that both Google and Samsung are now promising up to 7 years of OS updates on their latest flagship phone. The Xiaomi 14 Ultra sports a 5,000 mAh battery, but during my time with the phone, its battery life hasn't been stellar. Maybe it's because I've been using it mostly for taking photos, but considering how big the battery is, and Snapdragon 8 Gen 3's claim of better efficiency, this isn't the phone to get if you want long battery life. The good news is, if you plan on getting the photography kit, the grip also doubles as a battery bank. With an additional 1,500 mAh, it automatically charges your phone when attached, and it extends its battery life by 23%. Now it's time for the GadgetMatch charge test. With its bundled 90-watt charging adapter, the Xiaomi 14 Ultra took 10 minutes to get to 37%, 78% after just 30 minutes. A full charge took only 44 minutes. Very impressive. What truly sets the Xiaomi 14 Ultra apart is its collaboration with optics company Leica. It's a prestigious and respected brand in the photography world, and to be associated with them is a big deal. You see, Xiaomi and Leica, with this photography kit, want you to experience taking photos not like you would a smartphone, but an actual DSLR. It's got a physical dial and a button, and its own 67mm adapter for filters. Using it will make you take your time in composing your shot, fine-tuning every setting, instead of relying on the automatic settings of the phone. While AI scene recognition has become a major selling point of many camera smartphones, and this phone has all of those features too, Xiaomi not only wants to be taken seriously in the realm of smartphone photography, they want actual photographers to be using this phone too. When I used the full kit on a photo walk on a nice spring day, I forgot I was using a smartphone for a second, and I think that's the point. This grip makes the whole experience so much better. It feels like acquiring a superpower every time I put it on. Probably gives me a bit more street cred. It even makes the phone easier to hold with one hand, as it somehow balances the weight distribution. Zooming in with a dial feels so intuitive. I love that switching from the different lenses works smoothly, but it's worth noting that it doesn't work when you're on portrait mode. So you would still need to tap on the screen to change focal lengths. Thanks to the Leica partnership though, there's barely any color shift when you're zooming in or out. Check out these examples that I took with the ultra wide, the wide, telephoto, and periscope lenses. I think the only thing I would have loved when it comes to this grip is for the video record button to not be too far in. On my Sony cameras, they're here, so they're easier to reach and press when I want to record a video. But enough about the photography kit, now let's talk about the camera. The Xiaomi 14 Ultra has a quad camera system with 6 different focal lengths. Its main camera, a 50-megapixel 1-inch sensor with a stepless variable aperture of f1.63 to f4.0. Ultra-wide, a 50-megapixel f1.8 lens. Its zoom lens, there are 2, an f1.8 Leica Sumilux optical lens with a 75mm floating telephoto, and a 120mm periscope with f2.5 aperture. And finally, a 32-megapixel front camera. Here, take a look at some samples. I think all cameras captured great detail. I love that I can confidently zoom in and out of any subject and expect good results no matter which camera I use. It was a pleasant surprise to find that apart from the ultra-wide, the telephoto and periscope lenses are all macro cameras. With spring in the air, my flowers have bloomed, making them the perfect subjects to test the macro capabilities of the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. It's nice to be able to get close to the subject without creating shadows. There are also two photography styles to choose from, either vibrant or authentic. This is what they look like side by side. As you can see, vibrant tends to be warmer, while authentic shows these flowers are actually white. I also took some samples to compare them with the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra and the iPhone 15 Pro Max, two of the best smartphone cameras in the market. I wanted to see what difference Leica's color tuning makes. The first test was with this vibrant patch of grass in my neighborhood. I love the shadows created by the fence. Both the iPhone and the Samsung produced warmer photos compared to the Xiaomi. Next test was HDR. All three did a great job making sure Chai and Saki were still well exposed without overexposing the sky. Both the iPhone and Samsung changed the color of Chai's coat. It's more off-white, closer to the Xiaomi photo in real life. The iPhone also upped the contrast a lot more than the other two, as you can see on the tree trunk. But where you can see Xiaomi's 1-inch sensor in play is in the depth of field. Even if this wasn't a portrait sample, the background on the Xiaomi 14 Ultra is creamier. But speaking of portraits, there's a feature called Master Portrait Mode. I love these shots that we took at Hunters Point, South Park. I even posted one on my stories. But for our comparison, we also tested it out on Saki. All three did a great job separating her from the background of flowers, and I think we're seeing a pattern here. The iPhone and Samsung produced warmer results compared to Xiaomi. When it comes to zoom, all three did a great job. Here's a 5x shot of a church spire. There's very minimal difference in terms of detail and color. Same with the digital 10x shot. With a full setup of a filming studio, from huge lights to post-production tools, Xiaomi also showed us in Barcelona how the Xiaomi 14 Ultra can be used for filmmaking. This is where the variable aperture that we talked about earlier really comes in handy. Simply put, when you're shooting videos, this prevents sudden shifts in camera exposure. Obviously, it's not going to replace cameras filmmakers use, but what I've learned is that smartphones like the Xiaomi 14 Ultra are now good enough to be one of the cameras that can be used. I'm no filmmaker, but here's a quick montage that I filmed around New York and Austin. So, is the Xiaomi 14 Ultra your gadget match? At 1,500 euros, the Xiaomi 14 Ultra is priced competitively compared to other flagship smartphones in the market today. And that's without the 200 euro photography kit. It costs just as much or more than the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, depending on where you live. Unfortunately, it's not officially being sold here in the US. Despite all of its shortcomings, it's a great Android smartphone. It's just not the best value for your money. Not in the way Xiaomi flagships used to be. That said, if you want a solid camera smartphone, then this phone will definitely not disappoint. And that was our review of the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, you know the drill, folks. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit that bell icon so that you get notified as soon as we upload. Follow me on social media for all the behind-the-scenes fun stuff, and for news and updates, make GadgetMatch.com your daily habit. Until the next video, I'm MICHAELJOSH. Thanks for dropping by.